Welcome back, my gardening friends, to one of the jobs for January, and that's to get the raspberry canes cut down, the autumn fruiting. This is the yellow gold. I cut all these down last year because I was still not sure whether they were summer or autumn fruiting. They're a mix of berries, so this is the new growth from 2020. That'll be left now. I've trimmed the tops off, cut them at a slight angle so that water doesn't hold on them, and we'll see what they produce. So I need to cut all these down, and any of the last year's that we cut down that have now gone brittle, I've just taken those out just to keep it tidy. Now, last year I saved the best of these to support the peas, and they did really well. I've used them 2 years on the trot now, so that's something to consider with the really long ones. I normally cut them 5-6 inches from the ground, just at a slight angle. You can see where they've just started rotting off on the inside, but you can also see where they've started sprouting. Raspberries will grow on the old stems, but they're not as good, so it's always best to cut them out. I've got one over here which is a runner. Because I like the autumn gold, I'm not going to pull that one out. I'm going to leave it as it is. Okay, so that's the autumn gold. Now let's get on to the autumn raspberries that we saved, that we supported last year with the this material. It's worked really well. I only used old wood, but I wanted to see how well it worked. So let's move on to the next canes, and I'll do a bit of pause and record. So that's the tops done, just tidied up a little bit, and that's what you actually see. And there you may be able to see in between the others, the old ones, they're all pretty firm, so I'm not going to snap them off. If they want to come off, they'll come off on their own. So these are all autumn fruiting, we know that. If you remember, this is the other row there where the giant cabbages are going. They were sporadical, they didn't do very well, so I took the plunge and took them all out. So I'll just do a quick time lapse now, pause and record of me clearing this out and getting the paths all wood chipped up. So I've got that little job done. If you see any of the branches with the new buds on, just cut them off to an inward facing branch, and I've been pulling the runners out as we go. And as you can see, can you? Here we go. There's the new shoot. So the new shoot comes from down the bottom, so we've been cutting it off about 6 inches up, and all the new shoots come from the bottom. Let's get this strawberry path sorted and some fresh wood chips on. I'm not too fussed about any of the soil going onto the wood chips. We'll just get this levelled out, topped up. It'll give us a nice path to walk on, and I've got plenty of wood chips at the moment. Now when you can actually get something done like this, it makes you feel like you've achieved something. And something I just forgot to mention earlier, if you wanted to propagate these, keep the roots on, whoops, cut them to about 6 inches, get that planted, and you've got yourself a new plant. I've got plenty, so I shan't bother. But doesn't that look better? Let's get off over to the blackberry before we move into the fruit cage to prune the fruit bushes. So we're at the blackberries now. These secateurs aren't going to be strong enough for this, so you do need some of the loppers. That one's still got some green in it. This one's completely brown now, so that's coming out. As you can see, there's no life in that at all, so I'll work that out and finish all this off. You've got the idea. Well, that's the first time I've pruned the blackberries since I've been here, so there's nothing to hurt now, just to take off anything that we're not going to be needing. It's going to be in the way. Looking for any dead. Looks like that stem's gone. It's okay at the bottom, so we can cut that out. And notice this one here, so let's cut it right back to something that's going to go inside. So there's a bud on the other side, we'll cut that out. And it's surprising what you do find. I say I'll get that tidied up later on. And any of these that are bending over, there's nothing to stop us from pushing them under there. And they're nicely upright now. Some more dead there. I say you can keep going round and round. And these are the strawberries that blackberries that we didn't. Let's put these now that we didn't harvest. And there are all the seeds. So this is my fruit cage. We've got a few blueberries on this side and then some currants, and I normally do, excuse me, some in a goblet so that there's air circulation in the middle. But as you can see now, these are all budding up well. So I can now, what I want to do is grow them upright and use those green straps to support them, because let's just squeeze around here. There's my path, and it was completely impossible to get through there to harvest the fruits properly, and if you miss them they can go over quite quickly. So I'm going to tackle this now, and I'll bring you back once I've done in probably an hour or two's time. Before I do, again, the dark wood is the old wood, the lighter wood is the new. So because these are going straight up, I'm going to be cutting all this out. That's what you've got to look for out on your currant bushes. These are the gooseberries, and you might be able to see in the middle of the screen there's a dark piece of wood there, and then lighter wood. There you go, in the middle of the screen there. I'll be fetching all that out and trying to leave stuff that's coming uphill. Might not work, I might lose a bit of fruit this year, but going forward it's the best way for me with the space that I have. Well, I'm pleased with that. Let's go and have a little look. And obviously while I've been pruning, I've found layering, and I've got a new plot holder, some gooseberries, and might even get fruit off that one next year. but they're on the way back up in a minute, so I'll sort them out as and when. So I thought it was a clever idea putting them up against the fence, but trouble is the branches grow through and then you can't get the berries. But I'm going to have to live with that and sort that out. Still got to finish that, but time's getting on. But I think those will be better. And there. And hopefully I've took some old wood out. I've left some in because I don't want to be without any fruit completely. And I'm going to tidy my mess up, i.e. those thorns on the gooseberries that we all hate. This pile of clippings here, and then I'll scrape the leaves up or bury them, and then all the wood chips that we've got stacked up I'll level out another day. But I'll be using 3-year-old wood chips to mulch the beds, and then where the gooseberries are, come on, get a grip, the blueberries, I shall use acacia compost. So there's lots and lots of ways of pruning. This isn't the perfect way. What you do need to do is make sure you've got some sharp... Hang on guys. Well, I get a call to say I'm going gritting, so I've earned some money, and then I get another call off the wife wanting me card number. Well, dear me guys, it don't last long, does it? I ain't even earned it and she's spending it. This blueberry got a lot of dead on it, but it isn't dead, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm going to leave that, but it doesn't look as sprightly as that. So I may see lots of red on it, and some areas don't look brilliant. It didn't look brilliant last year, so I may have to remove that one. And I've noticed with gooseberries you always seem to get more fruit on the lower ones. It's always hard to get them, but at the end of the day we'll see what happens now, pruning it this way. So this is how I'm pruning it, and you can please yourselves on how you do it, but it's a bit of an experiment. It's always worth trying. And before we go, I'll just, if you're new to my channel, I'll just give you a little look as to what I get up to. So I've got some square foot gardening made out of the pallets. Those are covered up at the moment. I've got 3 of those. The vertical gardening, which I hang the buckets on, and that's a little bit of quite good looking New Zealand spinach. Personally, I've created a bed with asparagus in these. The broad beans need tying up again, but they looked all right the other day, but of course the frost tends to and the snow, we've had quite a lot of snow again recently. You can see the remnants there. Went out gritting again yesterday. I'm just going to have a quick look, see if this mouse trap's still in here. I've caught another mouse, but I can't see where he's getting in. They're crafty little sods, but this is the green manure. This is where my beans and peas will be going, and we've got some other beds here. We've increased the height because we've got extra material, and that's my sprouting broccoli. We've got more over there, and the sprouts in the middle. Getting down this one now, and the ones at the top now, because we've took the top off, they just started to fill out, and they look cracking sprouts. So I'm trying to leave those on. I'm going to tell Mrs. K a little fib and say I haven't got any, because I want to see how long they'll last on the plant throughout the late winter months. We're middle of January at the moment. I'm redoing my polytunnel. It's going to be a metre higher than it is now, using as many recycled materials, but this is going to be one of the most expensive builds that I've ever done. I haven't done any more on this because of the weather we've been having, and the ice is cold, and I've managed to fill that last pallet collar bed in, so I've got got access to quite a few pallet collars, skimping at the moment, and some of the pallet collars we create either debris netting for shade or turn them into cloches. These are the last of my carrots in that bed. We've got 2 more lots of those, both full of carrots, all mulched up, and for a change I decided to sow some parsnips very early on, and that seems to be protecting them just nice. That's a permanent potato bed. Go and check that video out. And I've successfully sorted out the siphoning system. We've used this wire on there to stop the pipe from kinking, and that drum is now full, so all the water off this roof here goes into that one, and it siphons all the way across. Elephant garlic's looking better, guys. They love this cold weather, and they need this cold weather to split, so happy days. Well, I need to get going now, guys, because I'm gritting in the afternoon, and it looks like they'll be calling us back early hours, so I've got a couple of runs to do to keep everyone safe on the roads. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.